I know this idea isn't that new. The idea that life is kind of like a video game, but I got my own little spin to it. So first things first, I'm gonna be talking about specifically video games where you level up in. It doesn't really even matter what it is, but it's the type of game where you gotta level up due to challenges in the game and just difficult challenges in the game that force you to level up. The thing that makes life in video games so comparable is the fact that in life, when you first learn something new, it's usually very hard to learn it. Like you start off at the beginning, right? And then you slowly elevate yourself as you keep on going and keep on progressing. So when you play a game, it's basically the same thing. You level up, you always get higher. You initially suck and you level up, basically. So when you play a game like Minecraft, right? Initially, you spawn into this world. You only have a map and there's a bunch of trees around you, depending on the biome. And initially, to start, you just gotta break wood and get a crafting table and use that crafting table to build the weapons you need. So first you get wood, and then later on you make a pickaxe, right? And you just mine for stone, and then you use the stone to make stone, and you find iron. You go in caves to find iron, and then you go in caves to find diamonds. Basically, it's like a level up system. You start from small, and then eventually you go up in level or in skill. In life, it's the same thing. Like if you're about to pick up a skill like drawing, initially you're very bad at drawing. You can barely draw. You draw like a kindergartner or pre-K, basically. So for you to get better, right, you got to do a lot of practice and repetition. And for the start, it's going to be really hard. You're not going to know what you're doing. You're going to be drawing with your pencil. Your line work ain't going to be on point. You're not going to be able to draw faces well. So what you're going to do is you're going to keep on going. You're going to have to keep practicing. The more you practice, the more comfortable you feel with drawing heads. And then you're going to eventually move on to arms, legs, the torso, until you can draw the full body. Then you're only going to get better. Then you're going to start moving into anatomy and really getting nice. Then you can draw people in different poses. This concept works because you take a concept already. You already play games already. Looking at life, you're using video games, the logic of video games to win at life. This is the most overpowered thing you can use. You already play video games. You love video games. Imagine using that video game logic to win at life. You know how much more power you have with that? Using video game logic to win at life. Another game that's a good example of level up, I think, in my opinion, is one of the best. And that is those Souls-like games. So Elden Ring, right? You start off at the very bottom. You really suck. You have nothing. No weapons, no real understanding of the game. You can't even play the game. You suck and you're weak. And everything around you, every boss, everything that can fight, they're all above you in terms of power and skill. They're all very difficult to fight. And so most people, when they play that game, they die. For the most part. Some people would get so bad they'd quit. But if you stick through a little bit and you learn how to play the game, you will get massively rewarded. You will learn how to do things that you never thought you would learn how to do, because all you did was stick through the pain and suffering and punishment this game instills on you, and you use that to get even stronger. You start the game with a disadvantage. However, later on, you overcome that disadvantage you started the game with, until you become So good to the point where you can have any weapon you want to have, and you can have all the gear you want to have. You're just overpowered. So the payoff in the game is insane. You start off really weak, but it has an insane payoff, a legendary payoff. All the bosses that you previously struggled against in New Game Plus, because yeah, you can play the game again. Those bosses are fodder compared to you. They don't stand a chance against you. You can one shot. Let's say you got one shot by Margit the first game you played. And then you go on your whole journey, you get stronger, you beat the final boss, and then you restart the game again. You play New Game Plus, and you go back and fight Margit. He is fodder to you now. So if you stick through it and you keep on going, even when it's hard, eventually the payoff is going to be insane. This is what I get from thinking of life like it's a video game, because it basically is. Have you seen the YouTubers who really pop off?
You seen where they were when they started? They was nothing. They had 0 subscribers, no attention. Look at IShowSpeed. He's the biggest content creator right now. Look how much he's grown, because all he did was keep going, even though when he had no views. At one point, he was streaming to 5 viewers for a month or 2 or 3 straight, just 5 people viewing. You know how disheartening that is? Streaming to only 5 people for 3 months? But this nigga kept going though. IShowSpeed is a maniac. He has something weird in the brain though. He was able to stream to 5 viewers for like 3-4 months straight, and he just kept on going. The message you can take from this is that, or at least I take from this, is use this as a way to understand that although things may be hard, if you just push and push and push a little bit harder, things can get so much better for you. Everything, the outcomes of everything, you will get whatever you want if you just keep pushing forward. And that's why I'm going to keep pushing. I only have 1 subscriber at the time of this video. 1 subscriber. And I appreciate you for subscribing to me, because one day I'm going to be big. You're going to see. Right now, I'm struggling to edit videos and everything is hard. I can barely speak in front of the camera, but eventually I'm going to keep going and everybody's going to know my name, because I'm going to put in that work. And that's the message I take from that. That's the message you can take from this video, is that you just got to keep on going. You can't stop. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep on going until I achieve my goal. I'm not going to ask y'all to subscribe. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe or nothing, but I would appreciate it though. I'm trying to stay on this grind. I'm not going to stop this grind if I don't get a subscriber, but yeah, well, guess I'll see y'all in the next video I'm going to make.